there is this kind of balance point that we need to find as people, and I think it'll vary between person to person because it's like a personal balance point, right? And what I'm trying to get at is there's a balance point between staying busy and doing nothing. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andy. If you're new here, I'm basically just making these videos documenting how I'm getting closer with Jesus Christ, and it's been great so far. Today I want to talk about this concept of doing nothing. Proverbs 16 verse 27, it says that the idle hands are the devil's workshop and that idle lips are his mouthpiece. There's another common saying too, and it goes something like, boredom is the devil's playground. Here's the thing, man. I think it is important to stay active and to be doing stuff, you know? I think it's important to be working towards something and to be proactive. I think it's good to be focused on the task at hand, you know, work with diligence and just, you know, do it through completion. Don't half-ass things. That's really what I think. And to a certain extent, I think it's good to stay busy, right? Just based on what I said earlier with the Proverbs. If a person is too busy, then I think that can be bad. And I think if you're so busy that if you can't dedicate time out of your day to spend time with Christ or to give him a prayer or to just get in the Word, then I would say that you're kind of a little too focused into the world. I think there's a balance point where you might just be too busy, you know? And I feel like a lot of people fall on that boat. But the thing is that God wants to speak to you, and God is right there, and he's ready. He'll come instantly, you know, and he's just waiting. He's honestly just waiting for you to come to him. There is this kind of balance point that we need to find as people, and I think it'll vary between person to person because it's like a personal balance point, right? And what I'm trying to get at is there's a balance point between staying busy and doing nothing. Not only is doing nothing good for you just as a person and your well-being, but the reason I think it's important to do nothing is the fact that it gives you space to hear God's voice. And that's really, really important. You can't hear God's voice when there's so much noise in your life. When your mental space and your head space is just constantly thinking about the next thing, then you're never going to be able to hear him, right? It's like you're always thinking about what someone said or how someone made you feel, or you're thinking about your next schedule, whatever that is, or I don't know, maybe you're just thinking about what to eat next. I don't know. So quick little story too is like, so back when I think it was like, I want to say January, February of 2024, where I was just like ultra hermit, super hermit. And all I did was stay in my room. And the only time I left my apartment was just to go to work. I'm just gonna be honest. And I was in this super hermit mode. My coworkers would ask me, what'd you do over the weekend? You know, you know how coworkers are. It's, you know, they're gonna ask you these kinds of things. Oh, Andy, so what'd you do over the weekend? And I'm like, I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. I sat on my bed. That's what I told them. And that's the truth. I would just be on my bed on the phone just scrolling, and that's all I would do. You know, I'd take breaks and I would just have these moments where I would just look outside my window for no reason, and I just stare outside just for no reason. And it's in those moments when I really feel like God can start speaking to you, because you're not distracted, the noise is cut off, and you can just allow him to speak to you. And in times like that, he did. There were times when God spoke to me when I was just looking outside the window or just on my bed staring at the ceiling. I'm not even joking, man. So what I'm trying to say is just cut the noise out, man. Like, cut the noise. Like, get off your phone. Actually dedicate time to spend quality time with God and let it be an intimate thing. Be vulnerable in your prayer, you know? And the thing is, God knows you, man. God knew you when you were in the womb. God knows you better than you know yourself, right? I would just say to people, you know, don't worry, he's always with you. And the point I'm making in this video is to do nothing so that you can hear God's voice. And that's it. Thanks for listening. I'll put a video somewhere up on the screen so you guys have something else to watch. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.